Hello! Who is ready to learn how to make dinner in 20 minutes or less? Actually, the one I'm going to show you tonight is 10 minutes or less. Super easy, super fast, which is the whole idea with our Epicure meals. So you have seen in the comments, and if you haven't, go and look at the featured posts, and under them, in each of the posts are comments underneath that show some information about the products, like the meals, the food line, the cookware. There's going to be some on collections tomorrow, but today I'm going to show you a little demo. You've seen and learned a little bit about our steamer, but I want to kind of show you how we put it all together. So our dinner tonight, I'm just going to show you, is probably one that most families do fairly frequently, which would be making like taco night. And all you do, look at that, I have my ground meat right in there. That's a pound of ground beef, and I'm using my ground meat separator, and I'm just going to break it up a little bit. Good news is, how many of you have ever forgotten to take your meat out and it's frozen? Okay, you can go ahead, put it in here, put it in the steamer for about a minute or two, depending on your microwave. You can keep checking it at different times. Take the lid off, see how it is, break it up a little bit, maybe a little bit more time. And then when it's to that stage where it's a little, like you can mash it up, you can go ahead and add your seasoning in. Now I'm making mine for like a taco night. You can use our taco seasoning like this. We have a little jar of taco seasoning, or I'm actually going to use our fajita seasoning, and I'm going to use, it has the seal still on it. You guys can see, look at this, all the way to the top. No wasted space in these. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of fajita seasoning in there. And then I like to add a little bit of our nacho cheese dip mix seasoning. And something you'll learn about all of our products is that they're super flexible. You can use them for anything. And our website, you'll go to your consultant's website, and in the search bar, you can type in the name of any product, even one of our cookware items, and hit search. And it'll give you two tabs. The first tab will tell you where you can reorder it. And the second tab, or order for the first time, and the second tab will give you recipes. You click on that and it'll show you a bunch of recipes that are different from what's on the back of the jar or the package. So I'm just gonna mix up this seasoning in here right now. And you guys, the steam is going to cook it when I put it in. It is not like the gross microwave kind of cooking that you think of, where it's kind of uneven and maybe a little bit tough in one spot and raw in another. It's not gonna be like that. You're gonna see it's gonna be nice and juicy. Now, microwaves are just like ovens, where they have a little bit of different strengths, or kind of different timings that you need to get used to your own steamer or your own microwave. I'm gonna go ahead and put the steamer in, and I'm gonna put it in for about 3 minutes and then check. So I can always add more time. While that's cooking, I typically will be making up, I'll grab out some sour cream, and I just get some sour cream and I add in a little extra flavor. I use our Cuban mojo, or you can add, a lot of people, if you don't have avocados, you can go ahead and add in a little bit of guacamole seasoning. That will make it a nice little extra flavor punch. You can do that, or you can just use plain cream, sour cream. I have some already made up, and I have it in our little 1 cup prep bowls. These come in a set of 4, but I love them because look at this. They have lids, so they're easy and they can stack in my fridge, and they are airtight. I don't know if you can see in there, but it does make it concave, keeps all the air out. So I would go ahead and be mixing up that. I might make up some guacamole, which our guacamole is super easy. It's slicing up a few avocados, adding in a couple tablespoons of this, some lime juice, and you're done. That's it. And I use our ground meat separator for that as well. It's great for mashing up bananas, mashing up the avocado for guacamole. This is one of my hidden gems. I always like to highlight the ground meat separator. Somebody else was just saying, like when they're mashing up things for breadcrumbs or crackers, or they want to making like a pie crust and they need it for graham crackers, they can use that to mash it up too. All right, so our seasonings, our meal solutions, all of them are low to no sodium, low to no sugar, so it's not loaded with all the junk that you find in the grocery store. No food coloring, no additives, no artificial, all the junk, right? So it's just really easy, clean food to eat. I will probably add a little garlic salt, herb garlic sea salt, which is one of my absolute favorites, to that meat, because the fajita seasoning has, let's see, I believe it has 0 sodium. Yeah, 0 sodium, so there's no salt in there, so I'll add a little bit to that. You can kind of choose and make it what you want. The great thing about all the meal solutions is that you can pick and choose what works for your family. And so if it calls for a veggie that you don't like or a protein that you prefer not to, you can keep most of them vegetarian if you want to, or you can just swap out to fit your family's needs. Now that steamer is using the moisture that is in the meat and it's heating that up. That is creating steam and it's steam cooking. So it's gonna beep in just a minute and be ready. One of the other things you can do while those things are cooking, if you want a really fast meal, is you can go ahead and I have some salsa pre-made here. I just usually use a can of crushed tomatoes and I might use a can of diced tomatoes. If you want to do fresh, you can. If you want to add a little cilantro or onion, you can, but you don't have to. We often add black beans and corn and make more of a cowboy salsa. And then we add some of our poco picante seasoning in here. This is really spicy, so be careful with it. And you can add to your flavor, and it's super easy. I can have that mixed up while my fajitas are cooking, or the meat is cooking. The other thing that I will often do in the steamer, one of my favorites, is making rice. And when I do the any of the Mexican meals, I will often do a Mexican rice, and there's a recipe on the website. And that's just adding a little bit of tomato paste, some of our seasoning, water, maybe you can do a little squirt of lime juice, and it is so good. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to rinse this off really quick. Our meat, after 3 minutes, you guys, 3 minutes is pretty much done. There's tiny bits of pink in here, but you guys look, nice and done, 3 minutes. So just think how fast on those nights that you come home, or maybe you stop working if you work at home, or you just need to get something made really fast. This is one of those meals that you can do so fast and so easy and requires such little actual work in the kitchen. So this is almost pretty much done. So I might go 30 more seconds just because there's a couple little spots of pink. And then that's gonna be completely done and dinner would be ready. Let me put this back on. And so you can see the little air vents, oops, right here. And I always make sure that they shoot away from my hands because that steam can be really hot. All right. If it was frozen, it might have taken me maybe 5 minutes or so to cook. So really fast still. I was gonna share with you a couple other items. The steamer comes with this nice little tray that you can make bacon. I shared that in a post. It's a little crisper. It goes on top for rice. And what I love is often I will make the rice ahead of time in I have multiple steamers, and I will set it aside because the steamer keeps it nice and warm. And that silicone is so great because it goes right in my dishwasher. So we have all of those seasonings for that meal. And then I was gonna share, I have some pudding already made up. This is our dulce de leche. We also have a chocolate pudding, and these are great because they are dairy-free. You can keep them dairy-free and make them with a milk alternative, or you can go ahead and mix it up with 2 cups of your milk. And you guys, that's all it is. And it really sets within 5 to 10 minutes. You can put it in your fridge and you can have a nice dessert ready to go. You can add a little whipped cream to it. You can crunch up some cracker or cookies on the bottom of a cup and put some of this on there as a little whipped cream. You have kind of a little parfait. They're really delicious and easy to make, and low on the glycemic index with the sugar that it's in there. It's the coconut palm sugar, so it keeps it so it's not so inflammatory. All right, now I'm gonna show you another thing, how you can meal plan in 5 minutes or less. Do you guys ever feel like meal planning on a Sunday, when I often do it, it's like, oh, it can be so time consuming. So what I do instead is I go grab a few of our meal solution packets. Maybe I'll just grab 1, 2, 3, 4. I might grab 4 or 5, just depending on what I know our week is like. And on the back of every single one of those meal solutions, in bold, are the ingredients that I need. So I will say, okay, I'm gonna have hearty minestrone, and And I'm gonna sit down with my list. I'm gonna say it says shell pasta. Okay, I see I need shell pasta. Hot water I have here, seasoning is here, diced tomatoes. If I want to add lentils, I can do that, and some frozen mixed vegetables. All right, done. Carne guisada. All right, what do I need here? I have seasoning, water, okay, stewing beef, and I need green bell peppers and oil. Got it. Enchiladas, I need a pound of ground beef. If I want to add that to it, I can keep it veggie. Black beans, you get the idea. And I can have, in just a few minutes, my entire week's worth of meals ready to go. Now what I do is I can leave these out in my kitchen. So when somebody says, Mom, what's for dinner? Or my husband asks what's for dinner if I'm busy, I can say, you guys can go pick and choose from any of those. All the ingredients are there. And I know they can make them in 20 minutes or less. And kids that are around 9, 10, 11, 12 can start to cook in the kitchen by themselves, especially using the steamer, because they're not going to be on the stovetop and having any issues with that. One of the ways, if you just like, oh, I don't even know, you guys, we have our Epic Box, and the Epic Box is a fun subscription box. It gives you 7 different meal solutions each month. The box comes in the first week of the month, has 7 different meal solutions, and then an 8th one, which is an exclusive one that wouldn't be in the catalog, a dessert, and a little dip mix. If I can find a little dip mix in here. A little packet to make. This one has the Poco Picante in it. Each month is different. It also comes with a card that gives you a little QR code to scan, and it'll give you grocery list and recipes. But this can be a fun way to try and sample a bunch of different things. We have a 3, 6, and 12-month subscription. I just tell people do 12 and cancel if you want, because if you do the 12 at 6 months, you love it, you are going to be getting a $20 voucher, and at 12 months you get the 12th box for free. Plus, every single box that you get each month, 7 meals are donated to Feeding America. So you alone in a year could easily donate over 80 meals to Feed America just because you ordered the subscription box. So I love that. And those are $32, and they include free shipping in them. So that is our Epic Box. With the steamer, I'm gonna pull this out here and show you we have this ready. Ways I love to use our steamer. Yep, ground meat, all done, nice and juicy. I don't know if you can see that in there. That's ready to go. So my family's dinner is done. But we also love to make, if you wanna dice up some potatoes, put them in here. They can be done in like 10 minutes or so, just depending on your microwave. You can either go ahead and mash them up right inside here. You don't have to add water or anything to it, just the potatoes, or it might be ready for like potato salad or any of your other kinds of dishes that use potatoes. I do baked potatoes in here. I wash them, poke a few holes in it, rub a little bit of oil and sea salt on it, and I put them in for about 3 minutes per potato that I have in here, and I can have baked potatoes done in minutes, especially those nights that I forgot, because I'm not going to remember to get the oven on and have an hour or so to bake them in there. You can do pasta, mac and cheese, we already said rice. All of your meats can go in here. Side dishes, all your veggies can be steamed. It comes with a little card that gives you info on how long to do each thing, or you can reach out to your consultant and they will give you ideas. But you guys, there's so many things in so many ways. We'll be talking about ordering tomorrow, and you can start ordering anytime, but I always recommend, if there's one tool, people ask me what's one thing, I would say get a steamer, and then you can choose like one of the meal collections. And there's a 3-week collection, there's a Better Than Takeout collection, there's a steamer collection, there's all kinds of different collections that you can check out and add on, and that will get you going, and those are really a great starter pack. All right, I hope you guys are ready to get cooking and have dinners ready in 10 minutes or 20 minutes or less, but this one was a 10-minute one. You guys, reach out to your consultant, let them know if you have any questions, and post any questions or comments below. We are so ready to help you solve some mealtime dilemmas.